The marketplace was alive with chatter, the sounds of haggling merchants, and children playing in the dusty streets. Yet, amidst the vibrant hum of life, Yusuf stood in the shadow of a fruit stall, gripping a small pouch of coins so tightly his knuckles turned white. His heart pounded as if he'd just run a great distance. All he needed to do was ask the merchant for a bag of dates, yet the words refused to form. Why can't I just speak up? Yusuf thought to himself, feeling his palms grow clammy. He took a step forward but hesitated as a group of young men laughed boisterously nearby. His mind raced with doubts. What if I stutter? What if they mock me? He could feel his cheeks burning even before a single word left his lips. Turning away from the stall, Yusuf abandoned the errand entirely and walked quickly back to his modest home, shoulders slumped in defeat. This wasn't an isolated moment. For as long as Yusuf could remember, he had felt invisible. He was the man who blended into the background, whose voice barely rose above a whisper. He feared judgment, avoided eye contact, and carried a sense of inadequacy so heavy it seemed to weigh down every step he took. At the heart of Yusuf's struggles was a deep fear of rejection and a painful lack of self-esteem. He compared himself to others constantly: the eloquent speaker at the masjid, the confident merchant who could charm anyone into buying his wares, even the neighborhood children who played freely without a care in the world. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and painted the sky in hues of gold and crimson, Yusuf sat by his window, lost in thought. He couldn't shake the feeling that life was slipping away from him. The Quran lay open on a small wooden stand nearby, untouched for days. He stared at its pages, the Arabic script flowing like rivers of wisdom, and a pang of guilt gnawed at him. Why do I feel this way? He whispered to himself. Is this how Allah intended me to live? Always afraid, always doubting myself. The next morning, Yusuf was startled by a knock at his door. It was his uncle, Ahmed, a respected elder known for his wisdom and calm demeanor. Ahmed had come to visit after hearing from Yusuf's father about his nephew's struggles. As they sat together, Ahmed's warm eyes studied Yusuf with quiet understanding. Yusuf, he began, I see a weight on your shoulders. Tell me, what troubles your heart? At first, Yusuf hesitated, but something about Ahmed's presence felt safe. Slowly, he began to open up about his fears, his insecurities, and his overwhelming sense of inadequacy. Ahmed listened patiently before speaking. My dear nephew, do you know that even some of the greatest men in history felt as you do now? Take Musa, the great prophet of Allah. When Allah commanded him to speak to Pharaoh, what did he say? He pleaded, My Lord, expand for me my chest and ease for me my task, and untie the knot from my tongue that they may understand my speech. Yusuf looked at his uncle, surprised. Even a prophet felt fear. Yes, Yusuf, Ahmed replied. But what made Musa strong was not his own confidence. It was his reliance on Allah. When you place your trust in the one who created you, the one who knows your heart better than you do, you will find strength you never imagined. Ahmed invited Yusuf to join him on a walk. They strolled through the village, passing by the marketplace Yusuf so often avoided. You see those people? Ahmed asked, gesturing to the bustling crowd. Every one of them has their own fears, their own battles. The difference is how they choose to face them. But how do I face mine? Yusuf asked. Ahmed smiled. Begin by remembering this: your worth is not defined by how others see you. It is defined by how Allah sees you. And Allah does not look at your outward appearance or your wealth. He looks at your heart and your deeds. Ahmed then shared 3 steps for Yusuf to follow. The first step, Ahmed said, is to turn to Allah in prayer and dua. When you feel fear or doubt, ask Allah for help, just as Musa did when he prayed for his heart to be expanded and his speech made clear. Remember Allah's words, and seek help through patience and prayer. At the same time, take small, courageous steps to build your confidence, just like a muscle that grows stronger with use. Start by greeting your neighbors with a smile or speaking up in conversations, even if it's just a few words. Over time, each small step will make a big difference. And as you work on yourself, shift your focus towards serving others. Helping someone in need, volunteering at the masjid, or teaching a child something you know not only benefits others but also strengthens your own self-worth. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "The best of people are those who bring the most benefit to others. By doing so, you'll realize the confidence that comes from making a positive impact in the lives of others." Over the next few weeks, Yusuf took his uncle's advice to heart. He began each day with far prayer, followed by moments of quiet reflection and dua. He often recited the Quranic verse, "Indeed, with hardship will be ease." reminding himself that his struggles were a test and a path to growth. At first, it wasn't easy. Speaking to others still made his heart race, and his voice sometimes wavered. But he persisted. One day, he mustered the courage to greet the merchant at the fruit stall, and though his words were few, the merchant's warm smile gave him a sense of accomplishment. He also began volunteering at the local masjid, helping to clean and organize events. In doing so, he found a sense of purpose and connection with his community. One evening, Yusuf attended a gathering where a young boy hesitated to recite the Quran aloud, fearing he would make mistakes. Yusuf knelt beside him and whispered, "It's okay to be afraid, but remember, Allah loves those who try their best." The boy smiled and recited with newfound confidence. In that moment, Yusuf realized how far he had come. By focusing on Allah's guidance and serving others, he had not only overcome his fears, but had also inspired others to do the same. Yusuf's journey reminds us that fear and self-doubt are part of being human, but through faith, patience, and small acts of courage, we can rise above them. When we place our trust in Allah and strive to serve others, we discover a confidence that is unshakable because it is rooted in something greater than ourselves. What about you? Are there fears or doubts holding you back? Take the first step today. Turn to Allah in prayer, seek guidance from the Quran, and take one small action toward overcoming your challenges. If Yusuf's story inspired you, share it with someone who might be struggling. Together, let's support one another in finding strength through faith. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more stories and reflections that uplift and guide. May Allah bless you on your journey to confidence and peace.